Still slugging it out at this range. Medium kick, the low. What now? Raw super hard incoming. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Will they gamble something here on a... Oh, yo! Raw super hit! Player 1 with the rhythm, owning that pace. The drive gauge is screaming for more. Doesn't set the flow. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Barely blocks the jump in. Misses the drive impact. Miss your mark with an impact and you're open to a punish. Gets a chance with that jump in. There's a corner switch. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Beautiful setup with that attack. Knockdown. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. That drive impact doesn't get through. Oh! Goes in on the impact for nothing. Opts for the air-to-air encounter. Was looking for that jump attack. Smart choice to use that attack to do chip damage and get the KO to take the round. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Long low attack hits. Absorbs good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. That's how you force your opponent to do what you want so you can get a punish. Blocks the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Swagger step. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Rushes that off and keeps going. Uses the target combo with an experiencing burnout. Both fighters planning something? They're going for the super art. The killer bee stings them midair. They're just getting started. Got him up against the wall. The stun is there. The swagger step. Oh, yo! Raw super here. Looking for a chance. The counterattack connects. Great sense to take advantage of even the smallest opening. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Uses the target combo as a filler. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Jump in, finds the mark. You're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Neither of them willing to back off here. Will that drive impact get punished? You do not want to whiff an impact. Did well to get the buff in there. Grabs him. Knockdown. The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. Holds out with the block. Takes a trip. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity in a dire situation. They can't KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Tries to set the tone with that charging attack. Big counter. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Forcing them to block the drive impact near the corner is a very smart play on their part. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Overdrive cannon spike. Side switch in the corner. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Experiencing burnout. How will they utilize this? Oh no, they're stunned. Just goes for it at this range. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. Taking no prisoners. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight.
Rushes down the opponent to impose their will. The low kick hits. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Scrapping it out up close. Getting it all on the drive rush. Solid anti-air. Player needs to take advantage of this cage. Knockdown! Here comes the mix-up. More fuel to the fire! Hook them up! Spend it all on the super! Not sure one bit about it! I'll suspend the meter on the super! Both sides getting ready! Player 2 is in a very good spot! Ugh, take a seat below! Escape denied! Piles on the corner pressure! Noticeable life lead is a comeback still pop. Excellent block! Sets up with the jump in! Perfect execution with the... Are you kidding me? Player 2 was definitely sweating during that well-earned win. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink. Going on the offensive? Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Strings it all together. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Knockdown. Both fighters are barely alive. It's been a springs forward with the drive rush. Both of them are low on health and are playing very cautiously right now. Drink little Mac KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight!
Goes for the jump in to start. Who's going to start things off? Check for the medium. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Super up drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. They return to center stage. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this. They're going for the super arc. That's not going to hit. Dashes forward. Breaks the block with a throw. What'll happen here? Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with the meat. Springs forward with the drive rush. Forward rush. The low kick hits. Forward throw. Laying the pressure on Finn. Jump! This may turn into a big chance. Drive rush! There's a drive impact! Flatline zone! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet! Let's believe it's time for that run back! Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player 1 chases them down. What are they thinking here? Goes for the drive rush there. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Holds out with the block. Knockdown. I wonder how both fighters will adapt to what we've seen so far. Throws them to start the corner pressure. Neither of them willing to back off. Very solid corner switch. Hits them with a stop and block. Does a good job of pushing back. Taking stock. KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight!
Getting tipsy with the devil inside. Throws them to negate the block. With the throw. Forward throw. Not letting them out of the corner. Player 1 chases them down. Opts for the free flow kick. Nice read with the cannon spike. Still scrapping for control of the space. Quick breather. The low heavy is denied. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Knockdown, and they're going for the super arc. Tammy's speed on full display. It's the Delta Renaissance. Wow, that's some big time. The low kick hits. They're in range. We gonna see a jump. Getting it all on the drive rush. Closes it out. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. What's the play here? Player one is just about out of drive after that. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Can they outlast it? Get right in there! Throws him. What's next? All right, what's coming up next? Blocks the low heavy. Okay, they trade hits. Holds out with the block. This is a tough spot. Very solid corner switch. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Does a good job of pushing back. Takes a trip. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Will this super arc connect? Yes. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Long low attack hits. Decides to meet them in the air. Got their eye on the air. Consistent anti-air is huge because shutting down the air game will let you dictate the pace of the match much easier. Jump. Time for a drink. Looking for a chance. Knockdown and delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Going on the offensive? How will they manage their drive gauges? Attack, defend, anything can happen in this situation. Misses the grab. The low kick hits. Barely blocks the jump in. Low heavy. Ooh, what a smart throw. Both fighters planning something? And this is gonna hurt. Their spacing is so on point. Get them with a quick low kick. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Hits with the overhead. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? The impact gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Overhead. Gets the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. This is a real back and forth match this scene. They definitely know what the other is capable of. All right, what's coming up next? Neither of them willing to back off. Takes a trip. Drink level max out. Oh! There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The throw misses. Holds out with the block. Throws them to negate the block. That throw will do some good damage. Looking for a chance. Sees it coming and springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Big throws. Going in. Oh, says no to the impact. Drive rush to keep it going. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Slices the ankle. Gets carried to the corner. Experiencing burnout. Barely blocks the jump-in. Blocks it. Finishes it with the anti-air. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? decides to buff up while they can. He sees it coming and blocks it out. Finds the time to squeeze in a buff. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. All right, what's coming up next? There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. Player 2 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Uses the target combo as a filler. Gets the knockdown, and now? Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Drive rush to keep it going. Jumps. Goes with the safe stuff with that target. Springs forward with the drive rush. Drink level max out. This party's getting crazy. Tilts him and takes a swing. Oh, the throw connects. Going in. Oh, what's this? A thunderous drive impact to close the round. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Blocks the low heavy. Responds to the jump with one of their own to drop. They're on the lookout for jump-ins. The low is denied. Blocks the jump-in. Opts for the throw. What are they thinking here? Brushes off the impact. Blocks the impact, but they're still pushed back. Player 2 with a sliver of drive gauge left. They may be in for a tough time. Gets backed into the corner with pressure building. They trade. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. KO. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 2 got completely shut out that round. Can they make a comeback? Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. That drive impact doesn't get through. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Medium experiencing burnout. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Gets the throw out of the hooligan. Smart aggressive play there. What'll happen here? Just goes for it at this range. Spin drive smasher assault. Oh, yo! KO! That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Player 2 chases them down. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Decides to go in with the target combo. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Can they outlast it? Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Knockdown. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Player 2, this is going to hurt. This is a huge chance to make a feel. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. They're barely hanging in there. Can they hold out any longer? Where is their opening? KO! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
They exchange blows. Nice read with the cannon spike. From upstairs. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Checks with a medium kick. A quick breather, looking for a chance. Drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player one, solid anti-air. Happy hour. Put the fear of God in it. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point.
Final round. Fight!
Next, the counter. Blocks the low kick. Hits him with a stopping block. Goes with the safe stuff with that target time. Reads the jump in perfectly. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Low heavy, but no go. Both are ready to pull the trigger on their super art. Jumps. What are they gonna do? Oh, yo, Rock, super here. Feeling a real buzz. Scuff him. It's solid anti-air. Player distantly does some big damage. Roots him and takes a swing. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Drives it back, misses. It's a forward rush. A real test of nerves here. Take that Gordo. Sets up with the jump in. Closes. They are done. Player two is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. Jump. Can't tech the throw. Closes the gap for the grab. Opts for the throw. Trips him up. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. All right, what's coming up next? They timed that just right to get the perfect pair. Knockdown. Throws them to negate the block. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a drive rush to keep it going. Jumps up, barely blocks the jump in. Ends the round with a punish counter. Living in the opponent's head rent-free right now. Player one with a big first-round pickup. Can they close it out?
Fight!
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Medium kick hits. Experiencing burnout. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Just goes for it at this range. Hits him with the 96 Killer Bee spin. Player one will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player two is working. Got him up against the wall and the stun is there. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner. What'll happen here? Lands the back throw. Time to go to work. Huge chance after that wall slap. Player two has the deck stacked against them. Can they squeeze out a win? Oh, yo! Ross, super hit! Forward rush. A single hit will do it. Life lead is there, but still an KO. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done. Creates an opening with a low heavy. Oh! Absorbs the attack and fires back. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Decent damage. What's next? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. All right, what's coming up next? No more drive gauge. Knockdown. Gets the jump in. Opt for the throw to close it out. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight!
They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Reverse edge cuts them down. Player one has fatal leg twister. Goes for the throw. Both fighters planning something? Burnout activates. Barely blocked, digs in deep to get that drive in. Took him to the court in there. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Low heavy. Picks up some damage with a long-reaching attack. Throws him down. Knockdown. That drive impact doesn't get through. Forcefully closes the gap. Well-timed corner sweep. Takes a trip. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Getting tipsy with the devil inside. The drink level's up to 4. All options are on the table. Taking stock. Good job blocking the jumping. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Opt for the free flow kicks to get a drink. There's the impact. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Are we going to see some fireworks here? Brushes off the impact. Blocks the low heavy. Things are slow going right now, but he springs forward with the drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Jumps in. Experiencing burnout. What'll happen here? Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Big opportunity now in this. That was a huge stun. They need to capitalize on this chance and go in there. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Not here, okay?
Final round. Fight.
That's a counter. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. The low. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Plenty of health, full gauges, setting it all on the drive rush. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. Oh, they switch sides. Oh, yo, Ross, super here. Drive rush. Player gotta do better than that. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. The jump-in is denied. Drive impact misses. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation. Reads the jump-in perfectly. What's next? Player 2 may be able to pull a fast one, especially... No! Stunned off the wall! Player 2 with the rhythm owning that space. Oh my god, they just jumped it up! Player 2, huge chance after that wall splash. They are done! Player 1 has gotta be doing good getting the win at that absolute carnage!
Round 1.
It's not over yet! Let's believe it's time for that comeback! Cannon spike! Time for a drink! This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Player 1 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. A depleted drive gauge will really limit their options here. Smart meter management is one of the keys to winning, so they'll have to keep tabs on that if they want to win this match. The fighters are matching each other move for move going into the midway point of the match. Knockdown. Throws them to negate the block. Combo with the target combo. Hits them with his free flow. I can't keep track of these corner switches. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Player 1 will have to fight back through. Springs forward with the drive rush. You gotta be careful with their romaine. Drive run in there! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Are we going to see some fireworks? Jumps up. Player 2 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Going in? Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. From low heavy to... Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. They must have a game plan here with the critical art on deck, but executing that low heavy connected? We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Drops it hard. Player 1 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Next, the counter. Player 2, the low. Okay. Ooh, what a smart move. Getting up overdrive arrow kick. What now? Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Drives it back, misses. Drive rush. Escapes the corner. Notice what a clutch low heavy. Looking for a hook. Sets up with the jump in. The low block. Oh, drive rush. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Only a little bit of drive and life left. Both of them back off. They may be coming. They're just gonna go for it with the super. It is over. Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. They trade hits. This could lead to some big damage. Burnout activates. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Can they outlast it? Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? The jump in is denied. Sees it coming and blocks it out. They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Down to the wire. Beautiful setup with that attack. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Life lead opens up. Time for a drink. Trying to read each other here. Goes for the super art. Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the attack. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish.
Right.
Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Brush that off and keep going. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. Gets the knockdown, and now uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. Breaks those shins. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Player 2, they're stunned. All they need to do is KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
The last round. It's now or never. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Dangerous range here. Knocked them out of the air. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Anti-air in the clutch. Okay, nobody blinks. Which super arts into play? It's really anything goes at this point. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Baits out the low kick. What are they gonna do? gotta find something to work crowns him from above. Are you serious? That comeback was unreal.
Kenny,
We just
win.
saw the fighters play out of their goddamn mind there.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps up. Blocks it. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Grabs him, takes a trip. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this one. The low doesn't connect. This is a tough spot. Knockdown. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart driving. Did well to get the buff in there. The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. Opts for the free flow kick, springs forward with the drive KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Are we going to see some fireworks here? Combo with the target combo. Dashes. Grabs and throws him away. A quick breather. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Gets the jump in. Knockdown and breaks the block with a throw. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Hits them with a stop and block. Dashes forward. Swagger step. What are they gonna do? Catches them out. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. Happy out. Impact squat. Boots him and takes a swig. Just go for it. Just flatlines him. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
We're all feeling it.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Serves them a knuckle sandwich. The last round. It's now or never. Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Who will set the bait at this range? Ooh, you never know what can happen here. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Not much drive rush. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Player 1 can build off this lead. Blocks the low kick. Boots him and takes a swing. With super arts into play, it's really any clutch plus anti-air. Knocks him out of the air. The low kick hits. The low. Oh, the throw connects. Oh, here we go. Wow, reads the counterattack. Drops them. Will this super art do anything? The super block! They gotta dig down deep, pump the brakes on the impact. Are you kidding me? Player 2 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. They trade hits. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Low heavy, what's the play here? Goes for the drive rush there. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the... Will this super art connect? Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Heading into the end game now. It's KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Hits them with a stop and pop. Uses their drive to maximize their damage. Risky decision, but let's see how this plays out. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Big throws. Knockdown and... Jumps up. Spikes. Misses one chance here, springs forward with the drive rush. Both drive rush to keep it going. Jump. Finishes with the throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight!
Ooh, it looks like the drop that off. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor? Baits out the low kick. Target combo into. Drops them. Good judgment there. Player one with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Knockdown! Here comes the mix-up. Setting it all on the drive run. This putting the cherry on top. Player two can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Amazing! What a finish! Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Nowhere to
Round one. Fight!
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Deals some damage with that quick combo. Trips him up. Starts with a jumper. Player one is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Checks them with a projectile. Both sides looking for an opening. Sticks the jump in. Sticks the combo. And the throw ends the round. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight!
Big low reaching heavy. Blocks the low heavy. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements. Waiting for a good opening. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Takes a springs forward with the drive rush. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner here. Drive rush to keep it going. Ooh, what's this? What's gonna happen? Were they baiting them into that? Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Experiencing burnout. Throws them. The fighters return to the middle of the stage. And they create an experience. What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
We're all feeling it.
Final round. Fight!
Start things off with a jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Experiencing burnout. Ooh, you never know what the low block. What now? Betting it all on the drive rush. What are they gonna knock them out of the air? Player one is looking at a grip drive rush. Boots them and takes a swing. Forward rush. Jury's going to a dark place. Kai Sentai Raku.
Such a lovely face.
Article tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. Somehow manages to closes in. Baits out the low kick. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Yo, cut that boy off. He's had too much. Low heavy, but no go. Player one can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Back dashes for space. The low's blocked. Grabs them! Oh, here we go. Player 2 can't use any prep, tries to act quickly but whiffs the attack. Big gauge difference here, and both fighters are almost up. Pushes in, blocks the low kick, throws them. Ugh, take a seat. Absolute beast. Player 2 delivers the upset. That's one for the replay.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Oh, says no to the impact. You can block impact, but you're going to lose some drive gauge when you do. Player 1 chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Sees it coming and blocks it out. This is the range where things get messy, and they utilize their reach or bait each other out. Solid combo. Ends with a projectile. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Holds out with a block. Drive rush to keep it going. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Trent springs forward with the drive rush. What'll happen here? Jumps up. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Crowns him from above. A real ooh, does him dirty. Breaks through with the throw. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Got their eye on the air. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. What are they thinking here? Opts for the throw. Player 1 has the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Very solid corner catch. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Life lead opens up. Still slugging it, digs in deep to get that drive in. Player 1 just goes for it at this range. They need to rely on their instincts here. Drive rush to keep it going. Springs forward with the drive rush. Finishes with the throw. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Gets a risky push in. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup? Burnout activates. Both fighters planning something? Barely blocks the jump in. Springs forward with the drive rush. Uses the target combo as a filler. Got him up against the wall and the stunt is there. Going in, they're going for the super arc. The super doesn't hit. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Grabs and throws them away. Drive rush to in there. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Give me a little bit more.
Final round. Fight.
Misses the grab. Jumps. There's a change of sides. Brushes that off and keeps going. Player 2. This can lead to some big damage. All the throw connects. Overhead. Goes up above. Going in. Happy. Will this super art do anything? Make smart use of the game. Good super. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Neither fighter is showing forward run. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Okay, here, what a finish! Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. No knockdown as the low heavy is blocked. Hits him with a stop and block. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Strings it all together. Decent damage. What's next? Did well to get the buff in there. Decides to buff up while they can. Goes for the fireball. Player 2 is almost dead, but some flush drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Does a good job of pushing back. Neither of them KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Bumps up. Who's going to start things off? Get right in there. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Getting tipsy with the devil inside. Jumps up. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Jumps. The throw missed. Springs forward with the drive rush. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Looking to impress. The super hits, and this looks like it's gonna kill.
That's a good, isn't it?
There it is. They knew it'd be enough. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances.
Round 1.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? We gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. No good up high. Tries to throw, but doesn't connect. What are they thinking? The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Forward throw, not letting them out of the corner. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. In a dire situation, they can't KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Well-timed corner switch. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. You want to avoid blocking a drive impact near the corner, because it'll result in a big wall splat even on block. Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Level 3 super! Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. We have super arts on deck. There's still a hit the drive. We're in there. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Bops him with a target call. Denies the low heavy. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Buy some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Throws them to negate the block. Taking stock. Heading into the end game now. It's getting test KO. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Blocks the low heavy. Very solid corner switch. Avoids getting cornered. Fights out of the corner, springs forward with a drive rush. Lofts up, uses the gauge for a super arc. Burns a bar to unleash the storm. Sakai Fuhasan. How will they manage their drive gauges? Attack, defend, anything can happen in this situation. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation, experiencing burnout. They're both driveless. This is gonna get messy. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Watching each other carefully. Who will make perfect execution with the anti-air? Low heavy. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but getting it all on the drive rush. What's next? Oh, what a finish! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Jump blocks the ambiguous crossup. Deftly shuts out the jumping. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? Trips them up. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Throw whips. The low heavy hits. Blocks the jump in. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Big low reaching heavy. All right, what's coming up next? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Springs forward with the drive rush. Hits him with his free flow. In there! Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. Throws them to negate the block. Time for a drink. Holds out with the block. Uses the gauge for a super up. Is this early super gonna change things? Both fighters planning something? Now, can they finish the job? Player 1 can't use any drive moves, experiencing burnout. It's a good spot to use the super. Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. Knockdown and perfect execution with the anti-air. Threads it cleanly. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Give me a little bit more.
Final round. Fight.
Time for a drink. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Ooh, what a smart flow. Crowns him from above. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the burnout activates. The throw connects. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Take that cord away, he's maxed out. Ropes him and takes a betting it all on the drive rush. Oh, yo, super hit. What were they thinking? Target combo into drive rush. Player 1 is in burnout state. A very precarious situation. This is where we can expect crowns him from above. Notice it burns out. Switch sides. Oh, stun. Bad news is on the way. They're just gonna go for it with the super. The super's blocked. Oh, come on, kid. Why would you use the super?
This is our destiny.
Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it.
Let's go.